Star Wars retrospective. We're on the final movie before Han Solo comes out. Star Wars: The Last Jedi. So yeah. So let's go over the plot of the movie. So pretty the plot is divided up into three parts. I'll go through each of them. So let's start with the Rey plot. Rey's trying to get Luke back into the swing, trying to get him to come back and join the rebellion. But he's all like, no, I don't want to be a Jedi anymore. I come here to live peacefully with the Porgs. Yeah, I know why he wanted to be with the Porgs. Those bastard. And sooner or later we find out, and Kylo and Rey start to speak to each other telepathically, and we start to know why Kylo turned to the dark side. So yeah, that's pretty much a brief, and yeah, Rey, and Luke does train Rey a bit about some things, and yeah. Now let's cover the Poe Dameron plot. Poe is after an attack on the attack on the First Order, Poe is demoted, and he's trying to prove that he's good, because after Leia gets down to space and Superman's her way back to the cruiser, I'm not even joking. She Superman's her way back through space. I don't mean to be disrespectful to Carrie Fisher, but still. And Vice Admiral Holdo is taking over the ship, pretty much not telling people the plan, which is really stupid since she could just told them the plan and none of this would have happened. Seriously, you should blame yourself, Holdo. But she does redeem herself by pretty much kamikazing her way into the first Star ship series. Now, let's talk about my least favorite story in the movie, the Finn and Rose story. Now, it isn't bad per se, but it is the weakest part of the movie to me. For one, I do love the fact that there's this character in the movie who's Matt Codebreaker. Finn and Rose are trying to find this Codebreaker to break into the First Order ship and try to make them stop from tracking them through light speed. And that's all fine and good, but it's just that it takes up 30 minutes of the movie, but it does have some good moments in it, like the guy, the Codebreaker they find, he was really likable, and I do like the subplot with these little kids, but it does have this, but it's forcing us down this throat with a social commentary saying this, we should not be slaves to people. Now, I'm all for non-slavery. I wish slaves didn't exist in this world. Slavery is not a good thing, but it's just that it crams it down our throats so many times in this thing, which bothers me. Wait, so with that being said, what do I think of the movie? I love it. For one, I love how it develops the characters, and also, to all the people who complain about Snoke, yeah, you had to complain about the Emperor from Return of the Jedi, since here's the thing, people. Before the prequels, we didn't know anything about the Emperor. So yeah, if you're gonna complain about Snoke, you have to complain about the Emperor too. And if you complain about Phasma, you also have to complain about Boba Fett, since we barely know anything about him, so that's why we're getting a Boba Fett movie. So, boom. And to all the people who say that Luke isn't Luke Skywalker in this movie, wow. Here's the thing, Luke has grown up. He has changed in the last 30 years that we've seen him. So of course he's going to be different. And besides, he's gone through a lot of crap. He blames himself for the death of all his students, and wants to be left alone in isolation. So it perfectly makes sense why he would just want to stay there and be by himself. I mean, to be fair, it does defeat the whole purpose of him having this whole, sending this chip to him that has this map, which I'll admit, yeah, makes it more confusing. But still. Now let's talk about my favorite parts. Then, pretty much, I love how it develops Kylo Ren, and Kylo is my favorite character in this new trilogy. He is such an interesting character, and we really feel bad for him, since he's pretty much like a red herring of Luke Skywalker. And also, to all the people who complain about Rey's parents, here's the thing. It's supposed to, pretty much just show the point between each other. Think about it. Rey grew up from nothing. She had nothing. While Kylo had... I know her parents were nothing, and she became a hero. With Kyle, on the other hand, his parents were war heroes, and look what happened to him. He turned into a bad guy. So it makes sense why they would do the whole her parents being revealed as nothing. Besides, many people before this movie, including myself, thought that Luke Skywalker would be her dad. So it makes yeah. And I love, and also another thing I love about this movie is the action scenes. The first opening scene is awesome with all like Poe is going through the dreadnoughts and being like pew 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 pew. And my favorite action scene in the movie is probably the scene where Finn and like Kylo and Rey are teaming up to take down all these ninja red stormtroopers. It's awesome. I like and Kylo does the badass thing ever by putting his lightsaber up to one of the guys' face and does this and like pretty much like slices his arm or his head and his eye out. That's pretty gruesome. But if I do have to pick like a favorite scene from this movie, there's a lot of my favorite scenes. One of my favorites is the Luke Skywalker death scene. It's so powerful, and also people like to complain that Luke is a wimp. He didn't show up there physically. People, it was to show that him and the Force are one, and showing him how powerful he is with the Force. And to all the people who say the Force can't do that, well, I just will gladly accept whatever the Force can do. I mean, if it can shoot lightning, if it can like lift up a starship, then yeah, I can believe that. But so yeah, I can totally believe why he is able to like project him galaxies away, and also, but still, his death scene is so beautiful because of the fact that here's the thing, he dies in the face of the twin suns. Now think about it. Luke's journey started with him looking off into the distance at the twin suns when he was on Tatooine. And do you know how his journey ends? With him looking at the twin suns while he's dying. It's a perfect character finale to Luke. And another thing I love about this movie is the theme of failure. It pretty much, the movie opens with a failed attack on the First Order. And throughout the movie, and in fact, even when probably my favorite scene in the movie is the scene where Yoda shows up and tells Luke, failure is the best teacher. So yes, the main theme of this movie is failure. How we see the characters rising above their mistakes. And that is something I love about this movie. And also I love how it further develops the characters and the story and lore. I love this movie. I think it's the best movie since Empire. Well, the best Star Wars movie, not the best film before after Empire. I do think there's a lot of movies I think are better than this, but still, I do love The Last Jedi, and I love this movie me to death. I cannot say much promises besides the whole okay, I will admit that yes, the porgs were just made to sell toys. I'll admit, but hey, isn't that what Star Wars? I mean, I got two lightsabers, so I have a Kylo Ren lightsaber and I have a blue lightsaber. So yeah, I still love this movie, and I'll say it's a masterpiece. And I will admit, yes, Rose making that sacrifice was like pretty much like hitting her or like hitting him out of Finn out of the way was pretty stupid since the whole, like she says, fight for what you hate, but die for the things you love. Even though that's hypocritical, since Finn was about to die saving his friends. What a moron. And I will admit, even though I do not want to be disrespectful to Carrie Fisher, may she rest in peace, but I will admit that scene where she's like Supermaning for space didn't make that much sense. I mean, I know I said that I can believe whatever the Force says, but seriously, she just Superman her way through space. Just saying. I'm going to give The Last Jedi, and also I love the fight between Luke and Kylo, because people say there's not a lot of lightsaber duels in this series. Well, first off, here's the thing. Here's the thing. The first three movies had the first one had one lightsaber duel between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. The second one had Finn and Luke and Darth Vader. Well, you can count two if you're going to count the whole Luke versus Luke. And the third one also had one. The first one had I think two lightsaber duels. And Attack of the Clones had about say I think three, maybe two. Revenge of the Sith had five, and just the most we get out of lightsaber duels in the series, not counting Rogue One's that movie didn't have any lightsaber duels, or Revenge of the Sith since that movie had five lightsaber duels, is a solid number between 1 to 5. 3. I mean, also, the other action scenes are really cool. Like, the whole Finn versus, Phasma was pretty cool. How or Finn's all like this, let's go Chrome Dome, which is something I love, and I love Finn as a character. So yes, this movie gets a 10 out of 10. I love this movie, and I do think it is the best Star Wars movie since The Empire Strikes Back. Join me join me next time as we take a look at the new Solo, a Star Wars movie. Bye.